The presence of the word, our common human heritage, the cause of great commotion, commiseration, commemoration, commitments, commendations, commerce and commodities, commandments and their commentary, communion and community, and the distinctive character of human communication. The word is spoken, speech is the word, the human species is hardwired for sound with a larynx that makes possible a wide range of vocalization and a tongue that allows us a broad range of articulation so that with the breath of life comes the spirit of the word. The word is governed by the human brain within the cerebral cortex. Broca's area gives us speech, Wernicke's area comprehension. And language acquisition begins in early infancy with babbling and baby talk, signaling the readiness to learn. The language that we learn becomes our mother tongue, and the words that we learn to speak out loud, we later learn to say in silence, only to ourselves. Our outer dialogue becomes an inner monologue, as the words we speak transform into tools for thought, the mind, an echo chamber. The words we speak are tools we use to construct the world we live in, guiding our senses, directing our attention, telling us what to ignore, how to think, feel, and act. Different languages give us different words, and something is always lost in translation, as different words give us different worlds. In every village, tribe, or clan, in every society known to woman or man, we find the presence of the word. The opposable thumb gave us primitive tools, but more importantly made it possible to carry things with our hands, freeing the mouth for making sounds. Opposable tongues gave us our tools for talk and thought. A gesture requires a line of sight. A warning cry can come from any direction. The survival value of the spoken word conferred victory in natural selection. Hand signals can substitute if needed, but no human population known chooses sign language over speech. But the spoken word is ephemeral. Ong says sound only exists as it's going out of existence. When I say the word existence, by the time I get to tense, exist is gone, never to be recovered. Pause a video and you get a still image. Pause an audio recording and all that you get is silence. Ong says sound cannot be sounding without the use of power. A hunter can see a buffalo, smell, taste, and touch a buffalo, but if he hears a buffalo, he better watch out. Something is going on. All sound is dynamic, especially oral utterance, which comes from inside living organisms. Ong says sounded word is power and action. The Hebrew word dabar means word, but also means event. Prayers and magic spells are inert when written in a book. Their power comes when they're said out loud. Neither do an oath or a curse take effect until the moment they are spoken. Without writing, there is no way to capture words and store them over time, and so Ong says, you know what you can recall. And what you need to do is to think memorable thoughts. Oral cultures depend on mnemonics, repetition, and collective memory, continual commemoration to keep knowledge alive. Oral tradition uses rhythm and melody, formulas and cliches, proverbs and sayings, poetry and song, like the epic of Gilgamesh from Mesopotamia and the Old English Beowulf and the ancient Greek Iliad and Odyssey, said to have been composed by the poet Homer, who was blind and listened as the muses sang to him. Oral memory is rarely word for word. Verbatim memorization is based on a text that can be viewed and reviewed to test the accuracy of memory and thereby achieve perfection. Oral memory instead is characterized by multiformity, variation, embellishment, and improvisation. Sound speaks to interiority. Sight, touch, smell, taste give us only surfaces. Sounding gives us depth, takes us past the exterior inside objects, bodies, and minds. We interiorize speech as thought and exteriorize thought as speech. Every utterance is an outering. The spoken word creates community as a group. We listen together as one audience, a singular noun. But as readers, we split apart. Even when reading the exact same text, we become separate, private individuals, lost in our own thought world. As Ong says, sight isolates, sound incorporates. Sound is sacred, vision profane. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was spoken. In the Torah, God says out loud, let there be light. Voice comes before vision. In Christian theology, Ong says, God the Father speaks his Son. He does not inscribe him. Ong says, words are not signs. Signs are seen and not heard. Observations, not conversations. While words are sounds and not cited. Writing is a secondary symbol system, a code of a code, representing spoken words as visual marks on a surface, notation for the recording of sound. Writing is a technology, the technologizing of the word. It's used to study and edit our speech, giving us rhetoric and poetics as well, creating interfaces of the word. Writing on parchment, which is made from animal skins, turns the word into flesh, while printing turns words into things, making them objects instead of events. Writing, printing, and now the electronic media are transformations of the word, but a flood of information and images threaten the humiliation of the word, while scholars like Jacques Ellul, Neil Postman, and Walter Ong serve as defenders of the word. Homer spoke of winged words. The Big Boppers sang that the bird is the word. There are words that delight and words that excite, words that bring fright and words that make us fight, words that invite and words we recite, words that rhyme and words that don't. But as long as human life remains, so will the persistence of the word.